Well, I'm on my way over to the Meadows. I had a ton of stuff going on today. As you guys know, I got a new phone. I got a new phone number also in the U.S. Now, the Canadian still works. My phone didn't work, but Ava's old phone was a Canadian Samsung, so the SIM card is there. So I can technically receive phone calls, and I can technically receive texts. My email's working, everything else working. This phone number that I'm recording on, my new phone, is area code 234-246-8092, and that is also my phone number. Now, I want to talk to you guys today about the sale that is coming up. A number of things went on last week. I thought we had Southwind Idex sold, and the guy, it was a weird situation. They kind of jerked me around a little bit, and we'll have the money then, and then I gotta call my partner, and I just said enough's enough. I'm just going to put the horse on preferred on Monday. Now, with him, we have 6 horses on preferred, 5 or 6. Now, a lot of return customers. We had a little bit of a problem this week. Brace for Landing's class didn't go. The only class he fits is one he was in last week, where he was beaten 4th, and the optional 50 claimer. Now, I could take the horse back over to the Meadows. I could take him to Dayton. But, again, we run into this problem where, is he a perfect fit? Maybe not, but I think we've shipped him around enough, and one of these situations where I don't know what the horses will sell like in the sale. I kind of know what they're worth, and fair market is going to be stretched. Sometimes you get less. We went to the sale in Ohio, the Mount Hope sale. I thought we'd do very well, and we didn't. We did poorly. I would say our sale in total was down 30 to 35%, which is a little disappointing. We ended up bringing the one that I thought would sell for sure. We ended up bringing home and pulled the shoes, and she may be up for sale in a future sale. But for now, we're left with kind of feeling around in the dark, right? You don't know when the horses are going to sell strong, and you don't know when they're going to sell a little flat. Now, fortunately, we have some horses that we have an abundance of classes for. You're going to hear me talk about Ready for Landing today. You're going to hear me talk about Drebin today. Those 2 horses are on the sale, but the first one I want to talk about is Brace for Landing. As I said, just kind of in between classes. We haven't found the right class for him, and I think by now everybody can understand and recognize the importance of timing in this industry. And off by a couple of weeks, or in front of what would be a stronger sales season, or behind it, can be the difference of thousands of dollars. And when it comes to Ready for Landing, or when it comes to Brace for Landing, I was ready to put him in that 40 to 50 claimer. We went to enter him, and they had 1 entry. They were so worried about Drebin going back in the 60 claimer, they took the tag off the non-winners at 3 but 5, and then thought they would just fill a 40 to 50 claimer. Didn't even come close to filling. So now you're left with an optional 40 in the middle of the conditions, no optional 60, they took that off, and an optional 70 up higher, which we're going to try and race Drebin in this week, but we're going to enter him for Monday, and the people that buy him in the sale will, for all intents and purposes, get the purse money. They'll get a credit back off the sale price of whatever he makes on Monday night. So I didn't want to jump around too much. I did a little bit. Race for Landing, simple timing. And I don't want to put him in the sale off a 4th and an 8th and some kind of mediocre miles, but there just isn't a place for Brace for Landing today unless we bring him back to Pennsylvania, hope that he gets in every week. And you know how that could end, right? With him being put in the open or a tougher class. And I just think it's the right move. And as far as that retention level, as far as what I think he's worth and what it will take to sell him, it is going to be the low end of a seller's price. I can tell you that. Low end of fair market right now. Drebin, I thought we had him sold for a little more than 60. It turned out after his win, it was kind of a bittersweet moment because he had so much money made his last 5 or 6. It had people shy away. I think he can do in Yonkers. I think he can do in the Meadowlands. He can do at Meadows, Dayton, and Mohawk, but consistent classes at Mohawk are concerning. That 24,000 class, which is the optional 70, can get a little salty sometimes. That's where it looks like money raced regularly. So I think the timing is right to maybe turn Drebin over He's been doing great things, and I think will continue to. But now we've lost that consistency with that optional 60 being erased from the condition sheet, and we're forced to pivot, which we will. It's not that he doesn't have classes, but he's not going to be 8 to 5 next Monday. I can guarantee you that. Now, we race for landing, Drebin, ready for landing. We have 4 horses for the same class, and 2 of them are going up for sale. Casanova Hall got out of the non-winners a 6 with his 7th victory of his career. Looked very good in doing it. But same thing. I was thinking optional 40, not filling at Mohawk, right? I could race him in the non-winners a 10, optional 50 at Dayton. But again, we have a multitude of horses for that class. I really don't want any more than 2 or 3 for those classes, because if they don't fill at the Meadows, now you're forced into a class like Memory and Imagination is on the weekend, which 8-hole in with aged horses. Just about the worst kind of useless race for him coming back. Now it'll be a good workout for him, but I can't imagine that he's going to haul down very much money racing in that class. He needs to be in the non-winners of 5 and 8, where Irresistible Sun is today. Irresistible Sun can go down, unless he wins today, can go down and race in the optional 6, non-winners of 7 for Ohio Breds in Dayton. But again, that leaves, where do we race the other horses? So the other 2 horses, I think, ready for landing. Again, it was simple timing in the sense that he's racing so good right now, coming off a win in 55, that he is the obvious choice to possibly be moved. Him and Casanova Hall coming in off wins, looking sharp, looking the part, being able to race on a half-mile track if they have to, and being able to race in a multitude of other jurisdictions. So, but when it comes to us, the stable right now, we have Mohawk, we have the Meadows, and we have Miami Valley for the most part. Those are going to be our stomping grounds for right now. Now, if we had a horse that fit perfectly somewhere else, well, so be it. That's fine. But that isn't the case currently. So, ready for landing and Casanova Hall, for the very reason of the other horses, a little different but the same heading, which is timing, is on both Casanova Hall and ready for landing. So we have brace for landing, we have ready for landing, we have Drebin, we have Casanova Hall. The last 2 are a little bit different. The first one, Southwind Idex, I thought I had him sold the other day, and the guy didn't back out. I got to talk to my partner. For whatever reason, it just wasn't a good feeling for me. I thought it was an easy sale. Big, good-looking horse, got a big high gate. I thought he would be an easy sale at that, but I wasn't. Listen, I would rather spend all my day with my kids, talking to you, working on emails. I can't spend hours upon hours every day running around, following people around, hoping that they buy this horse. That just buy him off preferred if you want to buy him. That's the way it is. And then, I guess I can expand on that. I'm not even certain. How far are we? About an hour and 10 minutes, honey. I'm not even certain that the money was there, that there was a sale, right? It didn't give me a good feel, so I stepped away. And then last is one that's going to surprise everybody, and that's Tavon Hanover. He's a different type of horse. There's a larger chunks of this horse that are owned by other people, and a large portion of them, if I'm going to be completely honest, he's joggy nice colt, sloppy kind of gait, but that's fine, not a big deal. He's trotting, he's been in 3 minutes. But is his gait efficient? Is he going to take a little more time? We already had him vet checked, scoped, everything is perfect with Tavon Hanover. I just have to be honest to everybody and say, this is the type of gait that develops slower than the other ones. And as soon as I said that, 2 of the larger owners of Tavon, who make up a massive chunk of the colt, said, I know you can't predict this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Almost the exact same question tasked to me in 2 different, very different ways. The question was simple. What do you think? I said, honestly, I've seen his gait before. It's going to take time to develop, and you may not be able to race him this summer. You may or you may not. I don't know yet. And they said, well, both of them said this very clear. And you're talking about well over 70% ownership of the horse. Both of them said this very clearly. Well, we could sell him at a loss right now, or we could stake him, train him, and he had the same conversation in June or July and be out a ton more money. And maybe by the time he races, even more money than that. So it's not the small hit we're going to take now, it's a large hit we're going to take later. And I said, well, I can't sign off completely on the horse not being able to race this summer. There's nothing wrong with him. I've just seen this gait before. It's not like Chap where he's choppy and he couldn't trot. Well, he trots all day long. He's just got what I would, and I'd said this a few weeks ago, and this is where it came from. It just seems to me like he has an inefficient gait. Right? And that's the nicest way I can put it. But I think it is also the best way to put it. I can't say that his gait is horrible because we've trained down horses and raced horses with worse gaits. There's no lameness or soundness issues with the horse. His attitude is fantastic, but it is what I would consider an inefficient gait. I've seen it before on horses I like. I joke about it, but one of my favorite horses to race of all time, maybe not of all time, I would say top 10, was Leroy's Dream, because he had a great attitude, he liked his work, and he was a likable horse. Very similar to Tavon Hanover. One thing Leroy didn't do is race as many stake races. So that is where the entire conversation came from. Both clients were very clear. If it's okay with you, we're comfortable enough in taking a little bit of a loss now rather than a potential much larger loss later on. So here you have a half-brother to Temporal Hanover. Great attitude, zero lameness. As I said, I just think he's the only one. There was two. Cheers to Beers was similar, gone, and Tavon Hanover. I like him, but I can't vouch for him. And I think that's where just being as upfront as I can with everybody about the call. So we will post his jogging video. You can see the horse is jogging fine. I think down the road it's going to take a little longer to get him to the track. And this particular horse has a different ownership makeup. And these, the vast majority of this ownership do want to move him. So he's going to be up for sale. So those are the 6 horses that will be going up for sale on Monday. All for very, very different reasons. No, that's not true. Some for very different reasons. Some for very similar reasons. Timing being the theme and the word of the day, so to speak. Whether it be the inability to get brace in a proper class at Mohawk, having too many horses tripping over one another in Pennsylvania and Ohio, having your class canceled first part of the year, which I thought we might have. Now listen, Drebin may very well go out and win the optional 70 on Monday. Maybe for a new owner. But I saw what happened when the optional 70 didn't fill. You guys remember what happens? And Drebin's a nice horse, but to ask him to race in the Open as a 3-year-old turning 4 is much more than a tall ask. It's unfair to him. He's had a great season. He'll continue to be a great horse for us or whoever owns him. But as I said, timing is the word of the day. So that is what is going on at the sale on Monday. 6 horses going on the sale block. Brace for Landing, Drebin, Ready for Landing, Casanova Hall, Southwind Idex, and Tavon Hanover. So, as I said, you can email me. My email's the same. Email me, no problem. If you want to call me, technically this does ring, so you could call me on my Canadian number, 519-400-4263. You're more likely to get me on this number, which is a new phone and a new American number from myself. Area code 234-246-8092. So with that, I am off. Addie Bear and I are off to the Meadows. Gonna race Looks Like Money and Irresistible Sun today. And then for the next week, we're going away for a family get-together, the McDonald family, friends and family. It's orchestrated and organized by my brother Curtis and his wife Jamie Fellows McDonald. And it should be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun every year. The kids get to hang out with their cousins, and it should be a lot of fun. So with that, but I'm always reachable, email or text message, both perfectly fine. I will talk to you all very soon.